don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free, or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs, or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88, even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, folks. Order now. Head over to mypillow.com. Check out all the great stuff. It's coming. To me, it's slipper season coming up as it gets a little bit cooler outside. So I'll have my MyPillow slippers on. That's probably my favorite product. I love those. So head over to mypillow.com. Make sure you use promo code Oreo. It's great to partner with them. It's an America First, America-made product. So go check them out and use promo code Oreo for substantial discounts and savings. Well, welcome in. Thank you all for tuning in. Appreciate you. Show 2 today. If I could ask you to hit that like button, share this out, email it, put it on other sites. Let people see what we got going on here. And we want to say thank you. Thank you. We got a lot to talk about today. We got a lot of updates on stuff, including Cracker Barrel. We got some other things going on in California. We're going to talk about California for a little bit, especially on Prop 50, something that anybody in California, even if you're outside of California, you should be concerned about. We've been talking about that now for over a month. Also, more on the shutdown. And then we actually have a video that I missed when it came to the Katie Davenport attack in Portland. I missed it. I didn't know she literally followed the suspect with the police, and the police did nothing. We're going to get into all that and a lot more. Let me jump into the comments really quick and say hello to some folks. Hunter's in the house. Trina's in the house. Old Uncle Bill's in the house. Sugar Bear's in the house. Let's see who else we got here. Darla Miller's in the house. Kathleen, how are you doing today? Deb V, Pixie. Let's see who else is in here. Texas Real Woman. Did he ever donate that money he promised to donate? You know what? I'm going to have to ban him. Let's see. Texas Bigfoot. Melissa. Soli. Let's see. Nola's in the house. Saint Fan. I might be saying these a couple times. Newfie Guy. B. Norton. Tard with a hard R. I just love that name for some reason. And the rest are coming in. Karen Sunflower. Kimber. Kimber says, may I ask for your prayers for my mom? She's diabetic and has to have surgery on her eye. Her eye was cut and she is blind in that eye right now. Prayers for your mom. Let the Lord do his miracles. Let the Lord do his work. So if you could say prayers for that, guys, that would be absolutely amazing. Let's see. Yo Mama 52 in the house too. Let me go over here. Just make sure I didn't miss anybody from the other platforms. Sometimes they're quiet until like 10 minutes in. Semi Truck and USA Travels, how are you doing? Let's see. Carrie's Musing, Yellow Rose. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon, all. J Law Bronco, thank you guys for tuning in. John Yarder. Hey, that's right, oh Uncle Bill. That's right. You go after him. I'm starting something in the chat. I like it. Oh, man. So let me give you an update on Cracker Barrel. You guys know all the stuff that just went kind of crazy as they kind of went. They've been going woke for a while. We've covered that. I mean, it was like 4 years ago. We took the pictures of them celebrating what people do in the bedroom outside their store with a rocking chair, and it just got worse. It just got worse. From before COVID to about 2.5, 3 years after COVID, you could see the quality wasn't there, the consistency wasn't there. And I love Cracker Barrel, don't get me wrong. I don't know why, but they're some of my favorite pancakes. I'm not a pancakes guy, just like I'm not a waffle guy, but something about Waffle House, not all of them. I've had horrible waffles at Waffle House. I don't know. Maybe it's just how they serve you warm syrup. I don't know, but it's good. Cracker Barrel just cut ties with the San Francisco consulting firm that was responsible for its rebranding that prompted strong backlash nationwide. This is really another sign that they're listening to you, the customers. We have power. Social media is amazing. It can be very positive at times. Even Trump, remember, was on this one. Trump's post said Cracker Barrel should go back to the old logo, admit a mistake based on customer response. He called that the ultimate pull and managed the company better than ever before. Well, it seems like that might be what they're doing. This was his post originally, and it wasn't even 24, 48 hours after that that things really kind of went back to where they need to be, making Cracker Barrel great again. So just a quick update on that. Thought you guys would be interesting. How about this? How about nobody use a consulting firm out of San Francisco? That in itself seems like it was bad news. There's a new poll out today that people are talking about. And it says a Gallup poll finds only 28% of adults trust the media to report the news fully, accurately, and fairly. A record low since the company first surveyed the issue in 1972. Since 1972. This is the lowest. And we have to thank the media. We wouldn't be doing what we were doing if the media actually covered things truthfully, honestly, especially when we go out to an event. We try to bring you the live coverage. If it's a 6-hour event, we're usually live for the 6 hours, if not longer. And you guys get to see everything on the ground. And then when you watch your news coverage, it's a 30 or 60-second clip that's completely biased, especially if it's a conservative event. And so I just find that 28%, I thought that was actually high. 28% of adults trust the media to report the news. Now, I got some buddies and I got some friends that we talk to about their family members. One of my good buddies talks about his dad, and his dad believes the media. His dad, watches like MSNBC and CNN. And he'll sit there and say, Dad, where'd you hear that? His dad will tell him stuff. And my buddy's pretty involved in politics. He gets all his information from social media where, things thanks to independent journalists, at least on X, you can get the truth. And he's just like, you know what? I can't argue with him. He's set in his ways. I think that's the 28%, which I say is really high. Miss Hayes with a Rumble rant says, you got the hiccups while reading my last donation. Maybe this will make them go away. Thank you, Miss Hayes. And you are entered in again for our awesome raffle. This is pretty much the last show to get entered in. We're going to be doing the raffle tomorrow morning. Might be even a little earlier show because we have a lot going on. I told you we're not going to do a second show. We're going to be, we had some great patriots give us free, some concert tickets and some tickets into the fair. So we get to go to the fair. We're going to take Caden with us and we're going to go into the fair. And my whole thing is with the fair, food. If you guys know, and I'll post a picture like I do every year, the soft tacos, there's a lot there, but the soft tacos is like the first thing that comes to mind. And I've been getting them since I was a kid, and Caden absolutely loves them. And so I look forward to that. Since I know I was going to the fair Friday, I've been dreaming of them. And then I got to complain. I know the guy with the smallest violin isn't in here. I haven't seen First Amendment Media Matt because he's always in here whining. But no, Rachel reminded me too today. She's like, they have something going on. It's about a 2-hour drive in the middle of the month. And she's like, it's like a clam fest or something where they have all kind of clam chowder and stuff. And she's like, well, it's my birthday. And I'm like, oh, her birthday's in October. Now that it's started, I get to hear about her birthday every day. Good thing she's not watching. I get to hear about her birthday every day until probably after her birthday. We got, hold on 1 second. Krista, thank you so much, Krista R. Appreciate you. Let's see what this says. Krista is into the raffle too, and she says she wants to donate it back. If Krista wins, she wants to donate the flag back for another raffle. Thank you so much, Krista. Krista's got to go on a cool little trip. She sent me a picture the other day while we were live. I think I showed you guys that of the Statue of Liberty. Oh man, there's so much history in this country. But yeah, so Rachel's gonna be bugging me for the next, let's see, 12, 15 more days. But hey, maybe I want to go camping. We haven't went camping this year. It's cheap, damn near free. You just fill up the ice chest, get your tent, and then you're away from social media for a couple of days. But what else do we have? California Insurance Commissioner taking lavish trips around the world funded by you and me, the taxpayer. That would never happen, would it? That would never happen. Hold on 1 second. I think we got one more in here. I'm actually getting notifications today. Yeah, it was Krista. And I'll check the Zelle, the Venmo, or everything here in a little while. It says upgrading his flights to business and first class, expensing the 5-star resort stays, chauffeurs, limo service, and even a safari. More than 48 trips across the globe, guys. This is our insurance commissioner. Now, if you guys remember a couple months ago, when I think they were talking about the rise in insurance. There's so many people I know that live in the foothills that can't even get insurance right now because we don't manage our forests. And so literally a cigarette can take down, a burning cigarette will take down, 50, 60,000 acres of beautiful, beautiful forest land. And so he was out there and we were saying his press conference and he's like, you're not going to like what I'm going to say, but I've had to travel I've had to do this because I'm doing it for you type stuff. It said VIP rooftop events. Hey, can anybody get me in a VIP rooftop event? Like, for reals, guys. Private security was hired to escort him to various events on one trip, costing taxpayers more than $9,400. A five-day trip to Bogota, Colombia. Listen to this. For an LGBT political leaders conference that cost taxpayers more than $24,000. Now, if that don't scare you, that should get rid of the hiccups right there, because that scared me. $24,000 for LGBTI political leaders conference. What? A trip to security detail alone cost taxpayers more than $33,000 for international insurance conference, but the conference was only 2 days. Yet receipts showed taxpayers paid for his entire 2.5-week stay in a luxury hotel. Lock this guy up, man. I am so sick of this crap. There's another one. The security detail alone for his security cost taxpayers more than $33,000. Additional miscellaneous bills, expensive hiking equipment. You guys got to watch this. This dude should be locked up. This is
from South Africa for an international.
Take a listen to
The
this.
investigation.
I'm glad this is getting out. This guy's a snake.
Is tied to his taxpayer-funded travel around the world, and it comes in response to a 7 on Your Side investigation exposing a series of lavish international trips Ricardo Lara took on taxpayers' dime, all while missing some key state insurance meetings. 7 on Your Side investigative reporter Stephanie Sierra from our sister station in the Bay Area has the story.
California's insurance commissioner is a frequent flyer, jet-setting across country, but mostly all over the world. A nice gig, right? Especially if taxpayers are picking up the tab, upgrading his flights to business and first class, expensing the 5-star resort stays, chauffeurs, limo service, even a safari. The list goes on. Thousands of records obtained by 7 on Your Side investigates show California's insurance commissioner Ricardo Lara racked up the receipts in recent years. At least 48 trips across the globe to virtually every dot you see on this map since he assumed office in 2019. And that may just be scratching the tarmac, as years of his travel records remain missing from the state.
That's the biggest concern. If you were to ask my office the purpose of government travel, we'd be able to identify every single benefit that came from these trips.
All departments are required to identify a clear, established need to travel. And for out-of-country trips, a mission-critical purpose is required. But after 9 months of questioning, the California Department of Insurance was unable to specify those reasons for a series of trips, including a 5-star hotel stay in New York City for Pride Fest that cost taxpayers more than $11,600.
For Pride Fest, $11,612.
The 4-day trip listed no insurance-related meetings on his calendar, but a VIP rooftop event with DJ Kitty Glitter made the cut. Private security was hired to escort him to various events on this trip, costing taxpayers more than $9,400. The department says it defers to California Highway Patrol for any private security or transport travel expenses, adding CHP, not the commissioner, makes those decisions based on things like threat assessments.
Well, I know that in this environment, there's increased scrutiny and attacks. I've been subjected to them too. Many do. It's not unique to me.
Records show Lada's 5-day trip to Bogota, Colombia for an LGBTI political leaders conference cost taxpayers more than $24,000. That's 5 times more than we previously reported. Receipts show more than $7,000 was spent on taxi fares. Turns out a private security firm accompanied him at the conference. While travel is not uncommon for California's insurance commissioner, and prior commissioners have also traveled internationally, political analysts are raising questions about the frequency, cost, and lack of transparency with Lada's trips. For example, last November, Lada took a trip to Cape Town, South Africa for an international insurance conference. But the conference was only 2 days. Yet receipts show taxpayers paid for his entire 2.5-week stay at a luxury hotel. Records are still missing from this trip, but we can tell you his security detail alone cost taxpayers more than $33,000. And that's not including any of the miscellaneous bills, like expensive hiking equipment.
I'm having a hard time understanding why hiking poles are something that the state needs for insurance.
And taxpayers paid for a visit to the Big Five Safari and Spa.
This is more than a slap in the face right here, folks. I mean, I would like to do more than a slap in the face right now. This is amazing. I mean, this guy is using our tax dollars to just live the life of luxury. I mean, literally a 2-day conference and you're there for 2.5 weeks and the taxpayers got to... And enough with the LGBTQ stuff. That has nothing to do. These people are depending on you in California so they can have affordable insurance and you're out. Oh my gosh, this one got me. This one got me today. This is one of those things where, holy heck, it's just ridiculous, folks. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to be posting the hell
The
out of that
investigation
thing
is
later.
tied to his taxpayer fund.
Just frustrating. Well, welcome to California. Welcome to California. Check this out. Governor Gavin Newsom has signed legislation allowing another gasoline blend to be sold in California, a move aimed at lowering prices. Why do we need a whole nother fuel blend? Oh, because we got so much in taxes and fees that we can't just use the same fuel blend that 49 other states use and just, I mean, I'm okay with $2.49 a gallon. Well, not here in California right now. You're probably looking at $4.49 a gallon. So when I travel, I am like, it doesn't break the bank to fill up. In California, you get one of these little rental cars, very fuel efficient. You fill it up and you're like at $72. You're like, you go in another state and you're like $39. Just insane. Just insane. Let me talk about this. It says Governor Gavin Newsom has signed legislation allowing another gasoline blend to be sold in California, a move aimed at lowering fuel prices. The measure, Assembly Bill 30, authorizes the sale of E15 fuel, a gasoline blended with 15% ethanol, while the California Air Resources Board reviews whether it meets the state's air quality standards. State officials say expanding ethanol use could stabilize the fuel market, diversify supply, and reduce reliance on petroleum, which has contributed to a spike in recent years. Only in California, though. That spike is only in California. State officials say, it says a study by UC Berkeley and the U.S. Naval Academy estimates that E15 could cut gas prices by up to 20 cents a gallon. So, I'm not a fuel expert, so I had to do some studying. And one of the things I looked at was what vehicles this E15 would work in. And I get it. Most newer cars today, they are made for different types of fuel. They're not from... When I was younger, my dad had a 78 anniversary model Corvette. And if you put low tier gas in that thing, it was a slug. If you put premium in it, it purred like a kitten. And with technology and other stuff, I still know a lot of people that won't put low grade gas in their cars. I started looking around like, well, how much? Well, they said 20 cents a gallon. So that would take it from $4.49 a gallon to $4.29 a gallon, right? Am I wrong? Because $4.49 at the Chevron down the street. Still $2 more a gallon than many states. So this does nothing. But not only that, I went through AI and I did some homework. What was it? Ethanol contains less energy per gallon than gasoline. So E15 may result in slightly lower fuel economy. This means You might need to refuel more often, potentially offsetting cost savings. So you actually burn more ethanol when you're driving around than regular gasoline. And so you save 20 cents a gallon, but you're refilling more often. You can't make this stuff up. I'm sitting here like, because I knew there was something behind it. Again, Gavin Newsom is trying to sit there. He has pushed all the refineries out of California, Chevron, what was it, Valero. All these places are just leaving because of the rules and regulations, which is going to take away. We already have different blends here. We have a summer blend and a winter blend that's done nothing because we've spent trillions of dollars on climate change, and they're saying it's still happening, folks. How many more trillions or gazillions of dollars do we have to spend? Because we've not seen anything out of all the green scam initiatives that we've been doing for 20 years. You would think that it would have done something. Because again, what did Democrats have never found a problem that money can't solve, taxing you can't solve. And so when I seen this, it does say that E15 is not approved for vehicles the older than model year 2001. It's not approved for motorcycles. It's not approved for boats. It's not approved for small engines like lawnmowers and chainsaws, which you can't find a gas-powered chainsaw and a gas-powered lawnmower in California because that's illegal. You have to drive to Arizona if you want one of those. It's crazy. And I know a lot of people don't deal with California all the time. Living here in the heart of the Central Valley of California, the stupid stuff that we've done. I mean, they tried to ban gas cars. Thankfully, President Trump has beaten Gavin Newsom on that. It says in non-approved. So in non-approved vehicles or equipment, E15's higher ethanol content can damage fuel line, gaskets, and seals over time. Just a joke. Just a joke. Good old California. Now, if you guys remember when Prop 50 came out, we were covering that daily. And one of the things that I thought was interesting is they said, who drew the maps? They were asked about that in their hearings all over. Who was it that was really good? David Tongipaw was really working hard to say, well, just tell us who drew the maps. And they wouldn't do it. When they were outside and they were walking away from their meetings, well, it was a group. Well, who's in that group? Well, it came out. Mark, I think is Jaffe or Jaffe, one of the two, Mark Jaffe maybe. It says, we know who paid for the Proposition 50 maps with a high degree of confidence. The Democrat Congressional Campaign Committee paid Redistricting Partners, LLC, $108,000 on August 20th, according to the FEC reports. It appears to be a partial payment. So partial payment, does that mean it's $250,000? So they literally, the Democratic Congressional Campaign, and it was quite obvious when we seen the maps and how they drew them specifically for certain people to get elected or for, and we were like, wait a second, this is beyond gerrymandering. Here's that right there. Let me put this up here so there's no question there. This is Redistricting Partners, LLC. And if you look at right there at the bottom there, $108,000. I wonder if this is in 3 payments because the way the 333, let me see what that would, look, that would probably make more sense. Let me see. Not calendar, calculator. 108, 3. That would be $325,000 if you timed it by 3. That is what it's going to be. So again, more taxpayer dollars, more money to take away your voice. To take away your voice. crazy. But we knew that's where it was coming. I said it in the show. Just wait and see what's going on here. In other news, I like this. Lindell TV caught Senator Amy Klobuchar. She's been going around saying Trump is taking away your First Amendment. He wants to silence you. He's being a fascist. Well, she was called to the carpet today because if you remember during COVID and all these other things during the election of 2020, Senator Amy Klobuchar was rooting on YouTube and Facebook for silencing conservatives like myself. And listen to this right here. She's called to the carpet right here, and I kind of like it.
Senator Klobuchar, didn't you call for censorship surrounding the election and voting? I mean, how can you say that Trump is coming after the First Amendment when you've called to silence your political opposition?
I don't even know what you mean by that. So I have always supported the First Amendment, but I do think that when we have speech that is not protected, that is where our country has always drawn the line. Thank you.
What about during COVID? So many conservatives were censored surrounding COVID.
So then guess what? If we do the same in return, which I don't agree with, I am a free speech absolutist. This is my Make Speech Free Again hat that we started this hat when we started this show back years and years ago because we couldn't say anything. We seen where censorship was going. Now YouTube, Facebook, all the top social media sites have all admitted under Joe Biden and pressure from Joe Biden's departments that they kick people like me off. It's just absolutely insane. Good on Lindell TV for asking some stuff. Now, we're going to get into some of the shutdown stuff, but I'm just loving it. Check it out. The Democrats came out with a new logo, guys. Illegal aliens ahead of American citizens. We watched it. We showed it to you. California, New York, we were at the border forever. These people, we were sitting there struggling to pay for our hotels while we were trying to cover this on the southern border, while illegal aliens that had broke into our country were getting 5-star treatment. They were getting free airlines. They get free health care. And right now, this shutdown, the Schumer shutdown, is because, once again, they want to go back. They want to go back to the Biden era. They want to know why insurance is costing so much. Well, when you insure millions and millions of illegal aliens that are not paying into the system, that raises the price for everybody else. Surprise, surprise, right? Let's listen to this. So we're not going to play all of it. This was Fox News earlier today as House Minority Leader Dollar Store Obama. He spoke in between our two shows. Let me show you some of this. Not going to show you all of it. It's quite boring.
It's okay. Oh my God.
I want him in a sombrero.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is day 2 of Donald Trump's shutdown, but it's day 256 of the chaos that the Trump presidency has unleashed on the American people. Republicans have shut the government down because they don't want to provide health care to working class Americans. House Democrats continue to be here on duty. House Republicans are on vacation. We are ready, we are willing, we are able to sit down with anyone, anytime, any place, including the president and the vice president, to try to find a path forward to reopen the government, enact a spending agreement that actually meets the needs of the American people.
And we know this is all a lie, don't we, folks? We know this is all a lie. I'm thinking about joining the Democrat Party. I need some free health care, folks. Once again, Hakeem Jeffries is out there doing the bidding of the far left. And it's just absolutely insane that we continue to see these folks Like the American people, only, what was it, 26%, 27, 28% of people believe the media. He has the media. He has legacy media on his side. They will lie to you. They will tell you this is because Trump wants to hurt the Democrats. Well, guess what? That's an absolute lie, and we're going to call it out as we've done. Listen to some of his questions and answers here before he stepped off the stage. Because we even got a CNN article or a CNN thing we're going to play for you in a minute. And then we got Trump. Trump did an interview, I think, with OAN. We're going to have some of his comments as well. But take a listen to this.
Dynamic, and given the way that the president has been tweeting memes about you, has been, in your words and the words of Democrats, already dismantling healthcare, what makes you think that he will negotiate anything? What makes you think that he and Republicans will cave to you?
Public sentiment. At the end of the day, the public knows that Donald Trump and Republicans have shut the federal government down, and that they're continuing to engage in the chaos and the cruelty and the corruption that we've seen from this administration from day one of the presidency. Again, this is the first week of their shutdown, but we've had months of chaos and cruelty unleashed on the American people.
Cruelty unleashed on the American people. I'm an American people. I bet you I can get free healthcare with this if I go to the hospital right now, huh? I need free dental. I got to do some stuff. I got some issues with my teeth. But Dollar Store Obama has been lying time and time again. They've been called out. And what was interesting, I wonder if I pulled this one up. Let me see if I pulled this up. I did. So we know that people don't trust the media. Frank Luntz did a poll. He's no conservative. I don't like Frank Luntz political views. He did a poll, and check this out. Who do you blame for the government shutdown? 72% chose Democrats, 15% chose Republicans, 9.7% chose both parties, and 2.6% says, I don't know. That is 72. That's almost 3/4 of the people that answered that poll. 3/4. And I think we know where people stand. Central Valley Outdoors 559 says we need to do some Friday night police calls. We might be doing that very soon. Probably it won't be this Friday night, but it will be probably next week, towards the end of next week, probably a couple days of police calls. So think about that for a second, guys. Listen to what Leader John Thune said. He says, again, they're going to try to vote again tomorrow. But take a listen to this.
Mr. President, we are into the second day of a government shutdown after Democrats once again rejected a clean, nonpartisan funding bill to keep the government open while we continue bipartisan appropriations work. We're not going to be voting today as we have Jewish colleagues who are currently observing Yom Kippur. But we're going to be voting tomorrow. And we're going to give my Democrat colleagues another opportunity to reopen the government by passing the clean, nonpartisan funding extension before us. Mr. President, I realize that my Democrat colleagues are facing pressure from members of their far-left base, but they're playing a losing game here.
Yep.
A robust majority of American voters are against a government shutdown. Even some Democrat members are raising concerns, with a Democrat House member noting yesterday, and I quote, "This government shutdown is a result of hardball politics driven by the demands far-left groups are making for Democrat Party leaders to put on a show of their opposition to President."
That's all it has to do with, their opposition to President Trump. You guys know this. I've said this time and time again. If President Trump came out today and says, I love oxygen, beautiful, clean oxygen. I demand every American breathe oxygen. These people would be holding their breath until they died. That's how bad it is. And it is the far left. It is that has been controlling the Democrat Party for a very long time. We showed you videos yesterday of Schumer just 15, 17 years ago saying we need to do something about illegal aliens. We can't give them our services. This is not good for this country. This has gone completely ass backwards. And I like this here. Listen to this short clip right here about from Speaker Mike
figure out
Johnson.
how
And
to make the dollars go to the.
that Trump is in charge now, because when Trump wasn't in charge, be honest with you, Republicans didn't have a backbone. I told you, more Republicans were the Democrats' best friend. They had 13 continuing resolutions, CRs, clean CRs under Joe Biden. The same thing we're doing right now. And there was times where I said, shut the government down. We can't continue this way. Republicans every single time said, we're not going to shut the government down. That hurts the American people. And now you have Democrats who are purposely shutting down the government. And if they think, I don't think at this point, but if they think Republicans are going to cower, I think they have another thing coming. Take a listen to this.
It's coming. Russ is the expert. He's our dear friend, and he's in an unenviable situation. It's not one that he relishes. Look, you and I and Russ and all conservatives, we've always wanted to limit the size and scope of government, but we'd rather do it through the legislative process and not under duress like this. So what Russ has to do, because he's the director of the Office of Management and Budget, he has to do what anybody in his position in this situation would do. That is to look at the balance sheet, to figure out how to make the dollars go to the services and the positions and the policies that are essential versus those that are not. Now, Russ is going to look at that through the same lens that Larry Kudlow and Mike Johnson would look at it, because he's going to say, which one of these makes sense? Which one of these follow the policy priorities of President Trump?
And that's what we elected him to do. It's Trump's administration. He's running the country. Democrats want all their crap involved, the health care for illegals, $500 million for NPR and PBS. We defunded them. They don't need our money. They will be just fine. They can spread their propaganda with their sponsors and everything else. They don't need our tax dollars. It's just absolutely ridiculous what we're seeing. Before I move on, I got a little CNN clip here for you. And they call it out. This isn't like the shutdowns of the past. But before I do not forget, tomorrow morning, this is the last day to enter into the raffle. If you guys donate, the way we stay funded is we are 100% viewer funded, but we like to do raffles so you guys get a chance of getting something in return. We got a beautiful American flag right here. Take a look at this bad boy. Take a look at that. It has the Pledge of Allegiance lasered in there. It is high quality. It was awesome. I knew you guys would like it. You also get a Fearless Patriot Rest in Peace that we got when we went to Charlie Kirk's memorial last week, and then a shirt from the Oreo Express. Your shirt or coffee cup of your choosing. We have some Charlie Kirk memorial stuff. And so anytime you donate $10, you get one entry in. If you donate $30, you get 3 entries. $50, you get 5 entries. If you guys want to enter, again, like I said, last day, because tomorrow morning we're doing the raffle live on here. You can you can donate to Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $Oreo Army. We also have the GiveSendGo link down there at the bottom. That's givesendgo.com/Oreo 2024. And if you do mobile or online banking and you want to do a Zelle transfer, our Zelle address is on our website. Our website is theoreoexpress.com. And when you go down our homepage, there's a donate now button. It'll have our Zelle link. We want to say thank you to everybody that's entered. Good luck. And it'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see who wins that. But that flag, this thing weighs 5-6 pounds right here. This is absolutely beautiful. So That will be going to someone. Let's see. Let's get into this right now. Listen to it's a 2-minute clip. I want you to just listen to what they say. And again, there's a little fear behind some of this talking points. Take a listen. And then we'll get into Trump and what he had to say.
Renee, let's first start with what we know, what we don't know, I guess, about the Trump administration's, what they actually mean when they say mass firings are imminent. Is there a picture that's starting to emerge of who or even what is being targeted at this point?
No, I think that still remains unclear at this point. We know that this morning the president said that he was meeting with OMB Director Russ Vought and that they would be hammering out these sort of details on which so-called, he calls it, these are his words, Democratic agencies, where they would be cutting workers, where they'd be cutting programs, and discussing whether they would be permanent cuts or temporary cuts. But we should point out that before the shutdown officially went into effect, Vought had already gotten the wheels turning in this direction. In a memo to agency heads, he told them to consider mass layoffs for employees working on programs and projects whose funding will lapse, and there's no other source of funding available, and it's also not aligned with the president's agenda. So those were the three criteria for people working in programs that they say they would cut. Right now, again, not clear which agencies will see these mass layoffs. We know that the White House said today that the number would be in the thousands. But what is also happening here simultaneously are cuts to programs that the Trump administration, frankly, does not like. Vought announced on social media yesterday nearly $8 billion in funding for what he's calling the Green New Scam, which was essentially funding for clean energy products in projects in Democratic-led states. They had been canceled. What is worth noting here, Erica, is what's different with this shutdown. In shutdown, compared to shutdowns in the past. We're seeing the president out front and in center, not necessarily negotiating an end to the shutdown, but instead saying he'd use it as a, quote, unprecedented opportunity to really make things painful for the Democrats and ultimately continue to hollow out the federal workforce as he had been doing and eliminate programs that he doesn't like. And that is very different from what we have seen with past shutdowns, Erica.
Yeah, they're not too happy. That's exactly what I voted for. A lot of these federal workers, and not all of them, a lot of these federal workers work a lot less harder than the average person in the private sector. They get paid damn near twice as much. We voted to kind of enact what our founders said, a limited government, not the biggest employer in the world, but a limited government. So I haven't met anybody that so far has been upset that this is going on. I mean, everyday hardworking Americans, they got to go struggle. They got to survive. They got bills to pay. If they live here in California, they know they got to pull out a mortgage if they own a home just to pay their PG&E because of Democrat policies. When they got to fill their tank, they're paying $4.49 a gallon for gas. They're like, you know what? We're done spending this. Jose Gutierrez asked if we accept Apple Pay. No, we do not. I wish we did, but we do not. There is a lot of links on our website, though. The Oreo Express, we have the Venmo, Cash App, GiveSendGo, and the Zelle. So, and if you did donate, I will list off everybody and give you a shout out here before we end the show. How about this right here? Trump. I think it's Trump. No, before we get to Trump, the White House posted this today. You're going to love this. It says, our social media manager was furloughed today, but it's almost Friday. It says almost Friday with a colored sombrero. I love it. That's better than any social media manager I've ever seen. So that we can go with that. We'll give him a break on that one. How about Trump on OAN? Let's take a listen. We got 2 clips of Trump. Take a listen. Not backing down. Hold on. I got to refresh it so it works properly. All right, here we go. It's loading up.
things and asking for things that you wouldn't want, and most people that are sane wouldn't want, and patriots wouldn't want. They want illegal aliens to get taken care of with health care. And it's not, look, I have a bigger heart than they do, but it's not even that. Everybody in the world is going to enter our country and say, give us free health care, give us this, give us that. It's going to ruin all of the things that we have, all of the plans that we have. Obamacare was never any good, but it subsists. It's there. And everything will be destroyed because no country has enough money to take care of that. So they want the illegals. They refuse to get away with open borders. They want to do open borders. If they ever got in, they'll open up the borders. We have closed borders now. You only come into our country legally. But they would open up the borders in 2 minutes. And you understand it better than anybody because you've covered it so well for so long. Even though you're a young guy, you've covered it very well. They want transgender for everybody. They want men and women's sports. They haven't learned what happened in the last election. I think they forgot. And it's pretty amazing, actually. But in terms of the dollars or the money that we're talking about, they want us to take care of illegals. They want us to take care of people that can absolutely get a job. They're healthy and strong as you can be and young. And this is not what this was all about.
That's right. That's right. They're doubling down on the same policies. He's also talking. He talks. Some people say causing mass panic in the Democrat Party. He puts the blame solidly where it needs to be. Take a listen to this.
There was an OMB memo going around suggesting that there might be firings during the shutdown. Do you think that will happen if the shutdown goes for a little bit of time, sir?
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault. And it could also be other things. I mean, we could cut projects that they wanted, favorite projects, and they'd be permanently cut. So you could say, a lot of people are saying Trump wanted this, that I wanted this closing, and I didn't want it. But a lot of people are saying it because I'm allowed to cut things that should have never been approved in the first place. And I will probably do that.
There was an OMB memo going.
Really quick, that's just absolutely epic. Again, like they're giving it to him on a silver platter, folks. If you don't take this opportunity as President Trump, something's wrong. In his first term, he would have never took this opportunity. You know this. But after knowing what he knows now and the American people knowing the truth about what's been going on in our country, there is a lot of pet projects, especially under the Biden administration, that some of them haven't even started yet. It's just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. But I want to take Texas Bigfoot's in for an entry. Thank you, Texas Bigfoot. Over there on the Rumble rant. Thank you. I want you to take a look at this right here. And what do you think of when you seen this? And I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'm not bashing the dude at OAN. But watch when it goes on him.
Around suggesting.
I'm looking at a remake of Home Alone right there. That's Macaulay Culkin right there. Remember? When President Trump was in Home Alone, tell me, first thing I seen when I watched this, look at this. Look at them side by side. And I was like, this is a remake of Home Alone.
That there might be firings during the shutdown. Do you think that will happen if the shutdown goes for a little bit of time, sir?
Well, there could be firings, and that's their fault.
I don't know, just my funny of the day. I thought it was great. All right, let's move on. We're also talking about some other stuff going on. Do you guys remember the person that tried to attempted assassination on Brett Kavanaugh? Well, how about this? It says, as a district court judge, I'll put this up on here so you guys can see it. As a district court judge prepares to sentence Nicholas Roski, who pleaded guilty to attempting to kill a Supreme Court justice, we are seeing a very troubled filings in the case submitted by Roski and his family members. Listen to this. In a handwritten letter to the judge, Roski describes that all too familiar story of how he abandoned his family's values in college, becoming immersed in leftist ideology, experiencing declining mental health during the COVID lockdowns, and questioning his own gender identity. The Dobbs leak was spark that ignited that tinder, culminating in an assassination attempt against Justice Kavanaugh, as Rosk was equipped with zip ties, a gun, a tactical knife. Court documents revealed that Roski was shooting for 3 justices that night. So look at this. The family members are begging the judge for lenient sentence due to his transgender identity. No, I'm sorry. You're just as guilty as anybody else. I mean, no shit you were trans. I mean, just look at the history of what's going on with school shootings and everything else. But leniency. You know what? I don't know who the judge is. See if it says. He might get leniency for being that. Just insane. And check this out, CNN. We're going to show you some CNN again because we've been covering Trump's crackdown on crime. We gave you the updated statistics this morning of the illegal guns taken off the streets, the people arrested, the gang members, the rapists, the murderers. Now that Trump is working in Memphis, and the Tennessee governor. This is just absolutely epic. We're going to see these states do this, and we're going to see those states. We're going to see people locked up. We're going to see the communities become safe again. Take a listen to this.
Happening now, federal authorities have new numbers for their operation in Memphis. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the Memphis Safe Task Force has made 93 arrests and seized 28 illegal firearms so far in the president's crime crackdown. I want to note it's not immediately clear how that compares to an average 72-hour span in the city. But some people there are embracing the extra law enforcement, while others are protesting it. Joining us now is Memphis City Council Chairman Ford Canale. Thanks so much for coming on. So the FBI says Memphis had the highest violent crime rate last year.
Pleasure to be with you.
Thank you. So the FBI had said that Memphis, your city, has had the highest violent crime rate among cities with more than 250,000 people. I'm wondering how you're viewing this, the National Guard coming in and the extra federal law enforcement, and how your constituents are feeling about this.
Yeah, Pamela, I think the reaction is still a little mixed. The National Guard situation is still pretty fluid. There are a few here, but they have not started patrolling or doing exactly what their tasks are going to be, and that is still a little bit up in the air as to what they'll be doing. But the federal agencies that are here and that have been making arrests has been welcomed by law enforcement. Look, last night I got the opportunity to see several of them, and seeing these men and women from multi-agencies getting to know each other and working together to all solve one common goal, one mission to lower the violent crime rate in Memphis was very refreshing. And I think every Memphian can get behind that. We all want a safer city for ourselves, for our children, and for all of our tourists that come and see our great city on a weekly basis.
So how does it compare, the arrests that they've made so far, as I said, 93 arrests and seized 28 illegal firearms? How does that compare to how it was before this federal crime crackdown?
Well, I don't think I can give you an exact number, but it's definitely ramped up. There are warrants that were out there that the MPD, from short staffing, have just not been able to find all of the people, the violent criminals. But also a great stat is the 28 illegal guns off the streets. I know they've seized drugs as well. And the mission of this remains the same, which is to get violent criminals off the street, get illegal and stolen guns off the street, and get drugs off the street that don't get in the hands of our youth.
I'm wondering, though, as you talk about Memphis residents, some of them are really liking this crackdown and the reduction in.
Some of them, a majority. It's the far left extremists that are screaming, guys.
Crime. But we talked to a pastor earlier who brought up Tyree Nichols and how there's just a lack of trust between some of the Memphis residents and law enforcement. How do you think that is that dynamic is playing out there?
Yeah, well, I think it's always incumbent upon our law enforcement agencies to build trust with the community. And we've said that long before this ever happened, that it's good to get to know the residents and for them to trust the men and women in blue, but also for them to understand that they have families too. They're out there risking their lives in order to make us more safe. So we should appreciate what they're doing. But I always believe in building trust between the community and the law enforcement agencies. And I think you'll see that, especially with this cross collaboration between local, state, and federal authorities. Look, along with the violent criminals, we've had an issue here in Memphis with
you know, what's amazing,
reckless driving and drag racing.
The overwhelming amount of folks that are supporting that, I just love to see. We're also going to talk about Chicago. We're going to talk about Trump's crime crackdown. Then we're going to get into Portland. And a video I totally missed for you guys, as I said at the beginning of the show. Portland police, man, what a joke. And we've known that. They're corrupt. They're controlled by, I'm sure there's some decent cops. I think all the decent cops have left. But it's just amazing how corrupt they are and side with Antifa. And we're going to get into that because there was a funny I totally missed. How about that? It was a total of 37 Venezuelans who were arrested in this raid. This was in Chicago, FBI and Border Patrol raid. Take a look at this.
We don't have that. Yeah, we want them.
Look at this. This is exactly getting these TDA gang members off our streets.
That way we don't have.
These raids are happening every day now, folks.
Sorry, guys.
He knows he's going home. He's going back home. This is what I voted for. This is what the American people voted for. We need to know who's in our country, what they're doing. There's a legal process to get here. And I support legal immigrants. A lot of good friends of mine are legal immigrants, and they're more strict on these people than I am. They don't like to see what they've been seeing in their country. Also, Trump stated something else. It says President Trump has directed the Department of War to conduct military strikes when needed as part of the armed conflict with cartel combatants, not only coming from Venezuela, but all across the Caribbean. No more poisoning America. Take a listen to this.
Breaking moments ago, the Trump administration says it is now engaged in, quote, armed conflict with drug cartels. That's according to a memo to Congress that was obtained by Fox News. Our Peter Ducey has got more on the breaking news live from the White House. Peter, I assume this is in response to the criticisms that have been leveled at the president for taking out those.
Adventure Papa says, I saw something wrong with that last video. They still had empty seats, right? Fill them up.
Drug butts.
Yes, and John, those criticisms come from Democratic lawmakers who say they are concerned that these cartel members, cartel drug boat captains, are not getting due process before a bomb drops on their head. President Trump and his team do not seem moved one bit by that. And so they drafted this memo making this official to Congress. Part of it says, based upon the cumulative effects of these hostile acts against the citizens and interests of the United States and friendly foreign nations, the president is determined that the United States is in a non-international armed conflict with these designated terrorist organizations. The president directed the Department of War to conduct operations against them pursuant to the law of armed conflict. And the president just talked about this week.
If you try to poison our people, we will blow you out of existence, because that's the only language they really understand. That's why you don't see any more boats on the ocean. You don't see any boats. Around Venezuela, there's nothing.
And it's not just Venezuela. The president's team is putting out the word that cartels throughout the Caribbean are now on notice.
Exactly again. When Trump says that's the only language they understand, I think we can understand that. We've seen California and these Democrat states just with our criminals in our backyards. When you give them a slap on the wrist and there's a revolving door at the jail and they get out, they've been arrested 36 times and they know the 37th time they'll be right back on the street. That does nothing. We need to speak their language, folks. We need to speak their language. And that's what President Trump is doing. This was Bill Malugin. We're going to get into Portland right now. We're going to get into the Katie Davenport video that I didn't show you because I missed it. And I want you to look at this. This is the ICE facility. This is Bill Malugin. I think it was from earlier today. But take a look at this.
Portland director Kamala Wamsley told me she's extremely frustrated with Portland police, as she says the Portland mayor and city council largely block police from responding to any violence at ICE's building. Take a listen.
Respond to this building. There have been folks that have been assaulted right down here on the street, even across the street, and it takes Portland police a while to respond, or sometimes they don't respond at all.
Is that frustrating?
It is frustrating. It's frustrating for us to watch people be attacked on the street and know that we don't have the authority to be able to really step in unless there's some nexus to federal law. That's frustrating for us.
And last night we did see multiple verbal scuffles almost get to the point of physical confrontations, all while the Portland police liaisons were standing just across the street watching everything, but deciding not to intervene. And that, in part, is why President Trump has said he is sending the National Guard here to Portland. He says the locals aren't doing their job when it comes to protecting this federal facility. So he's going to send the military in. But as of this morning, as you can see, the National Guard not out here just yet.
Not yet. We got, they will be there, I believe, tomorrow. If not tonight. They are doing some training. This was another video I didn't show you earlier. This is one person that pushed a federal law enforcement. This was a video from Nick Sortor. I pushed a federal officer and found out really quick. Back up, follow officer's orders, back up.
Oh, get him, yeah! That's a fuck around and find out right there. Beautiful, beautiful, oops, beautiful.
It's beautiful to see. It's sad that Portland police won't do their job, but that's what we're going to get in. Let me pull this up. Now, again, we showed you the morning after it happened, what happened to Katie Davenport as she was out there, one of the independent journalists on the ground down there, always being threatened, always being harassed, been assaulted. Well, there was another assault very similar to the one that happened to me right here in Clovis 2 months ago when Veterans Memorial Stadium was hosting the CIF state championships. You remember I was part of a targeted act of violence when I was with my family. We're still going through court on that. But take a look at this, and I want to show you something that we missed.
Turkey nut ass, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Don't hit. Oh, fuck. She just was at the January 6th. She just hit me in the face. Katie was at the January 6th riot. Like a kite go down. Oh my God. Katie was at the January 6th riot.
Now, she was hit right in the eye, and she's got a pretty big black eye because of it. I'll show you that picture she posted right there. Take a look at that. That is Katie's eye right there. Again, law enforcement did nothing. And so we showed you the video where Katie followed them. I see if I got the Stash House video before so I can show you both of them. So let me show you this right here, this other one. Literally her and a couple others, as she was calling for police, she was calling for help. This person went and went to the Antifa safe house and followed them. And then there was more after that. I want to show you something right here. Let me pull it up. I didn't have this one up, but this was Antifa working to hide the suspect. And take a look at this. And this person will be caught. I promise you that. And I don't know if hopefully there's federal charges. I don't know what federal charges there could be, but this is when after this person assaulted Katie and they're running her to the safe house.
They're stopping.
Look at him running. Look at him running. Because they know they violated the law.
Run! Going into the Antifa safe house. Yup.
Why the fuck you stalking women? Fucking minors and shit. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Look at this soy boy right here. This dude, man, he wouldn't know what to do if he was with some alpha males and tried to act like a Barney.
Stalking this person?
She assaulted me.
She assaulted you? Do you have proof of that?
Yeah, my black eye.
Do you have proof of that?
You don't have a black eye. I don't see it. Hit by your boyfriend or something?
Katie.
So that was that. Now I want to listen to what want you to listen to what the Portland police chief tells CNN. Take a listen. And then we're going to show you another video where this person left the safe house. The person that assaulted Katie left the safe house, was being followed, and the cop interacted with this person, and she says, "Don't touch me," and the cops let her go. This is, it's crazy. That's why we need
signing up.
Take a look.
Hear from you when it comes to, first off, the National Guard being in place. Have you seen them? Do you know what they're doing there?
No, they are not in place at this time. They're receiving some additional training. We believe they'll probably be deployed in the coming days, but they're not in place right now.
Okay, so you haven't seen them in your city?
No.
And do you believe having them there is necessary? Do you need them there?
No, just as you highlighted a moment ago, we're talking about one city block in 145 square miles. Certainly been some challenges down at the facility. Portland Police has been engaged down there extensively.
Portland Police have been engaged down there. Now, we've been covering this for over 3 months. We've been showing you videos. Not until 4 or 5 days ago did we see the Portland Police on their bicycles down there. And then last night, and even Bill Malugan said, they had their police liaison over there. That's it. No, we need a police presence. This guy is an absolute dipwad. And again, I didn't say anything else because I don't have any money for the cuss jar, but take a listen.
The last 9 months, we've made over 20 arrests ourselves. We've conducting assault investigations ongoing. We're working closely with our federal partners, but the facility itself is managed and governed by the Federal Protective Service, and they have responsibility for that. And the incidents you speak of, for example, last night, occurring on their property.
Wasn't on their property. She was in a public roadway. She was on the opposite side of the street.
But Portland is very much engaged. And once again, this is just one small block in a big city that we're trying to manage for all the Portlanders.
And so for people who aren't in Portland, and what we've heard from federal officials describing what they say is the situation on the ground there, you're saying that doesn't align with what you've seen and what your officers have seen.
Correct. I mean, the city is in a tremendous state of renewal. We recognize that 20 and 21 were some tough times, but 2025, we see crime down double digits in nearly all major categories. We're seeing, high return foot traffic downtown. We've hosted some of our largest conventions.
So again, and this could have been prevented. If Portland police would have put 6 officers down there just to patrol the area. Now, one thing that Portland won't admit to you, that the city of defunding the police, is how many officers have left. I'm going to see if I can pull that up in a minute, if I don't forget. But I want to show you this other video, and this is insane. Remember, Portland police put out a picture of this suspect. It says press release. Portland Police Bureau needs public's help identifying this assault suspect. Now, that's the same one that assaulted Katie. That picture of her is after she changed into more black bloc at the Antifa safe house. Now, take a look at this. This is insane. This is, we're going to watch this entire video right here. And I want you to watch what Portland police do, since they got everything under control down there. Take a look at this. This is her after she left the safe house. She has changed now. They are trying to get away. And then I also want you to notice is, where do they go to? KLM 79 with the curse jar. Say it, Josh. Thank you, KLM 79. So look
All right, so I have this assault suspect. I have the police guy following, so we're going to see if anything happens.
So that's the person. There's an officer right there, guys. They're literally walking right behind these people. Watch this.
Do not touch me! Yes, Jansport backpack.
Do not touch me.
That one.
Do not touch me.
Her.
Do not touch me. No, I'm not. I am not.
I just said that you are.
I'm underage. No, do not touch her. Do not touch her. Do not touch me. I am underage.
Look at, he just leaves it alone. I'm not even lying. Look at, and they continue to follow. And I want you to notice where they go and who's there at the Antifa camp. There's the Antifa camp with all their little tents set up.
Gotta keep our eyes on them.
Look at this. I want you to notice something right here. Take a look at this. Who's under the tent right now? Who's under the tent? That's right. You see the green hats. The Communist Lawyers Guild. Look at that. At an Antifa camp. Multiple ones. Look at that.
Any police still over there?
Look at
Can you see if the police are still over there?
all they want is the police. Please do your job. I was just assaulted. Is that not insane? The police should have cuffed her immediately, detained her, did their investigation, arrested her, and charged her. But you got the green hats, the National Lawyers Guild. Those should be the first ones. I'm just going to tell you right now. Those are Antifa. Those are communist pieces of trash. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I think the Communist Lawyers Guild, I think their time's coming when, if this continues to happen and places like Portland don't protect the victims of crime, it's going to be up to American citizens, patriots like you've seen 2016 through 2020. This is insane, guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me see something. Again, just all you need is 3 alpha males. Wipe that whole group out. Do a citizen's arrest. And then you have, this is funny, Andy No shared this, but before I get into this next one right here of this, I don't know what this person identifies as, we're going to do this really quick. Let me go, where'd it go? Got to refresh this. Check this out, guys. Hey, football fanatics, are you ready for some primetime NFL action? Tune into Westwood One for all the gridiron glory you crave. From jaw-dropping touchdowns to game-changing plays, don't miss a moment of this excitement. Catch every snap, every tackle, and every victory on Westwood One. You can listen to the NFL app, or the NFL on the NFL app, on the Westwood One Sports app, on westwoodonesports.com, via Westwood One station streams, or by asking Alexa to open Westwood One. If it's the NFL, it's on Westwood One, guys. So let me pull this one up right here. This is Samantha Farkadaza. I don't even know how to say her last name. A communist social media influencer is defaming Katie Davenport by saying she faked her injuries after getting bashed in the eye socket with a pole at a at-large Antifa militant currently wanted by police. This person right here is a member of the National Lawyers Group Antifa group, says that the bruising from the Fox News interview 24 after the assault, not multiple days, is larger and darker than the mark shown minutes after she was first injured. If you don't know, that's how it happens. Especially you got a kid, like, oh, Caden just bumped his, got the corner of this. It's like a little puffiness, and you wake up the next morning. Yeah, I think you guys know. Take a look at these people. This is funny. It's absolutely funny. I can't wait to a point where these people are not allowed to show their face in public.
Can someone please explain to me how this turned into this after several days of healing? Let's go through that again. How did this turn into this?
It wasn't several days of healing, guys. It was the 24 hours.
After multiple days. How does that work? I don't see swelling here. I don't see any impact over here. Let's compare it to the other eye. Is there much of a difference between the swelling of these two? You see it? Because I fucking don't. And you're supposed to be a fucking journalist? Shame on you. Shame on you for fucking lying.
Just absolutely, that person doing that video leads a miserable life. I promise, don't sleep as good as the rest of us do. Person probably needs to find a good church and go that direction. Chevy 72770. Hello, Josh and Patriots. In it to win it. In it to win it with a $20 Rumble rant. You're in that for the $20. You're in for 2 entries, Chevy. We have our raffle coming up tomorrow. This is the last show before our raffle. So if you want to get in, now's the time. Also wanted to give you guys an update. We had an illegal alien that was a superintendent of Des Moines public schools who had lied to get his job. He overstayed his visa. He was ordered for deportation under Joe Biden. And of course, he had a cush $300,000 a year job. Also had a firearm, which was illegal for an alien to have a firearm. But we got a couple more details. We're going to be continuing to give you details as more details emerge. This one says, Ian Roberts is facing a charge of illegal alien in possession of a firearm. The affidavit attached to the complaint from the ATF agents reveal more details about his immigration status. It says, according to this agent, Roberts had a student visa from 1999 to 2004. He applied for a green card various times but was denied. In 2018, he applied on the basis of his 2017 marriage but failed to provide the necessary information. He was authorized to work from December 18th to December 2020. He was hired by Mill Creek Township in Pennsylvania in the summer of 2020. He has not been authorized to work since. His Texas immigration attorney had withdrawn due to unpaid legal bills. She explained to agents that her letter was intended to convey that his case was closed with her office, not with immigration. A firearm found at his home was purchased by his wife, Lanisha Roberts, a Texas resident. Agents found no sign that she resided in the Iowa home. So supposedly this was his wife. He lived in Iowa where he was the superintendent, but there was no signs of her presence in that home. It says Roberts renewed his Guyana passport in April 2024, just before the May 2024 immigration hearing that he did not attend, at which he was ordered to remove. The firearm found in Roberts' home was in addition to the one he found in his district-owned vehicle. The district was also giving him a vehicle that he was carrying an illegal firearm in. And these, you literally have libtards out in Des Moines protesting because they're actually enforcing the laws. Just absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. Big Bear Highway 59 is in for the raffle as well for one entry, guys. So if you guys don't know what's going on, before we end the show right now, we have a raffle that we're doing first thing in the morning live on all these platforms. This is what your chance to get in the raffle is. This is absolutely beautiful. Take a look at that shine. It's laser cut. What'd that do? Okay. Beautiful. It's got 3 coats of clear on it, according to the guy that made it. Better than your automotive paint in your or on your car. And you'll also get a poster for Charlie Kirk's memorial that we have down here that we picked up last week in Phoenix when we were at his memorial. Take a look at that. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And then also a shirt from our website, theoreoexpress.com. So all those 3 items will go to one lucky winner. If you guys want to get in, we are 100% viewer funded. Any donation amount, $10, gets you in. So if you donate 10, you get 1 entry. If you donate 30, you get 3 entries, 50, 5 entries. I think you guys know how it goes. And again, we appreciate the blessing because it keeps us on the air, keeps us doing what we're doing. And we just want to say thank you. If you guys do want to get in, let me make sure before I do this, I see if anybody, I'll do it afterwards. If you guys do want to get in, the way you can do it is Venmo at OreoJosh. It's down there on the bottom of the screen. GiveSendGo.com/Oreo2024. And we also have Cash App. If you guys use Cash App, that's $Oreo Army, one word, $Oreo Army on Cash App. And then if you guys do mobile or online banking and you want to do a Zelle transfer, you can also do a Zelle transfer. And that address is going to be coming up here in a minute when I close out the show and we get the exit screen. That Zelle address will be put up there. Let me check something out really quick. Wrong phone. We did have JH Candy Bar get in for 2. And also 2 for John Yarder from JH Candy Bar. We had Krista get in. We had Micro Taz get in earlier. And yesterday, Nola said, Josh, if I win the raffle, I want you to have the flag. She's in for 2. Let me see if there was any more today that are posting right now. Let me go over here. Checking Zelle out right now. No, we did have Sancia get in earlier. Sancia got in for 1. And the rest was from yesterday there. Let me double check Cash App. And Margaret got in earlier this morning for 1. So thank you, Margaret. So we have all you guys. If I missed anybody, you'll all be added. It's a random drawing. We use the wheel of names, and it just randomly picks. And so we will be doing that in our first show tomorrow. We want to thank everybody for being in here, hitting that like button, tuning in. Again, if you want the Zelle address or any of the donation links to enter, they're coming up on the screen. Always have your notifications on. We might do a live later tonight, depending on how busy we are. So always keep your notifications on, and we will see you guys, if not tonight, tomorrow morning, and we will have an awesome raffle. Thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you all.
The Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll.